Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ene Obi, and I am absolutely delighted to be here with you today. I'd love to share with you about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, a topic that I am absolutely passionate about. And this topic is writing your next chapter, or simply put, your next chapter. Now, I think that often we think that we only write our next chapter, that we're ready to write our next chapter, that we're in a season to write our next chapter when we experience hardship, challenges, obstacles, hurdles in our current chapter. But I'd like to throw a different view to this conversation and to say that sometimes there's nothing wrong with our current chapter. Sometimes life is good in our current chapter. But here's the thing, something tells us that life should be great. Something tells us that there's more. Something tells us that in spite of what we may have achieved, that our parameters, our measurement, the way we evaluate success may look very different. And so we know that it's time to step into another level, into another season, into another chapter. So I said that this is a topic that I am passionate about. And that's because this was my life. See, my life was okay. To be honest, it was actually good. I had what many would call possibly dream jobs. I worked for some of the most recognizable global organizations in the world. And I had a successful 30-year human resources, almost 30-year human resources career. But in that journey of building my corporate dream, in the journey of setting goals for myself, and having, working for the best team, the best boss, the best CEO, the best organization, the best sector. In that dream, I lost me. I lost a lot of myself. Now, obviously, now I know that I wasn't lost, but I felt lost. See, what happened was, as I built the corporate dream, I lost sight of my personal dream. I lost sight of what really mattered to me. I lost sight of the dreams, the things I said I would do when I was a little girl. I lost sight of me. Now, my soul kept trying to reconnect with me, to remind me of all the things I said I'd do. My soul kept trying to tell me that it's time for you to start another dream, to dream another dream, to set another goal, to have a different vision, to do the things that call to your soul. But because, like I said, I didn't know who I was. I felt like I had lost myself. I didn't know how to reconnect with myself. I didn't know how to get back to that dream. I didn't know how to see more of my potential and possibilities. So I stayed stuck in the only life that I knew how to live. You see, I've heard it say that sometimes we tiptoe through life like we're trying not to wake anyone up, when in fact, it is us who are sleeping. That's exactly what happened to me. I was sleeping. I was sleeping on my life. I was sleeping on my goals. I was sleeping on my dreams. I was sleeping on my true mission in life, while I went off building somebody else's dreams and goals and mistakenly evaluating that as success. It wasn't until one day when I sat in the small meeting room of the office building where I worked, I was about to deliver some unwelcome news to a senior business leader. this piece of work that I've been working on had robbed me of many hours of sleep for at least 3 months prior to this meeting. I hadn't slept well the night before because I knew that this meeting had the potential of going wrong. What I didn't know was that not only would it go wrong, it would actually end up going right and end up setting me on a course of writing my next chapter. So I remember sitting in this small meeting room, a day I will never forget. It was the 29th of January, 2020. It was a cold, dark, wet evening in London, UK. The meeting started pleasantly enough, and then it was time for me to give my update. And so I did. I said, we needed more data. We needed more analysis. We needed more time. And at first there was silence. And then out it came. The roar from the angry senior business leader who had put this proposal forward. What do you mean you need more time? He said. This is ridiculous. I cannot wait. I will not wait. I want an answer, and I want an answer now. I demand an answer. You and your team are absolutely ridiculous, he said. And on he went. And I remember looking at him, staring at him, thinking, how do I manage this? What do I say to this? What do I do? I feel like I'm being attacked. And I looked out of the window. I looked out of the window of this small meeting room as his voice was so loud, it made the walls of the meeting room vibrate. My hands were shaking and beads of sweat were dripping down my face. I had to hold on to the edges of the table to steady myself. And I looked out of the window, wondering how my almost 30-year corporate career had come to this. See, I saw my salary. I saw my bonuses through the window. I saw my pension scheme. I saw my company car allowance. I saw my promotions. I saw my team. I saw my colleagues. And I wondered, as I said, how my 30-year corporate career had come to this. Thinking, what are you going to do now? Can you afford to do anything? Can you be anything else? Are you going to sit here and take this? For how much longer? And then I saw through the corner of my other eye, I saw the goals and dreams that I had left behind. I saw the tears that I had left on my pillow that morning as I cried into my pillow once again, as I cried, screaming up for help, saying that there has got to be more to my life than this. I looked back in the room. All eyes were staring at me, waiting for a response, like it was a game of ping pong, like they were saying, your go, your turn. I looked from one pair of eyes to the other. I didn't say a word. My head had cleared. My hands had steadied. My eyes were able to focus. My head was able to focus. And as I looked from one pair of eyes to another in this small meeting room, I heard a very quiet voice, a very still, quiet voice in my head. The voice said 2 words. The voice said, not today. And so I didn't say a word. I got up. I gathered my stuff. I grabbed everything I had. And I left. Now you may be thinking, well, what do you mean you left? You left what exactly? Let me explain. I don't mean I left the meeting. I don't mean I left the room. I don't mean I left the building. I don't even mean that I left the job. I mean that I left that part of my life behind. I mean that I left. As I walked away, I knew that I wasn't so much walking away from a meeting or a company. I knew that I was walking to my next chapter. So I'd like to ask you, are you ready to write your next chapter? Are you ready to walk away from what's holding you back? And I don't mean a job, but whatever is holding you back, is it doubt? Is it procrastination? Is it fear? Whatever is holding you back, are you ready to walk away from that and to step into your next chapter? So I'd like to ask you to imagine that you're given a beautiful pen. It writes smoothly and fits perfectly in your fingers. Now you're told that beauty is not the only attribute of this fine pen. You're told that it's a magic pen. And because of its magical powers, it has only one purpose. And that is to be used to write the story of your life from today on. Knowing that you are the author of the story that runs your life. What story would you write? Would you write about your failures, your past mistakes, your pains? Would you keep nailing yourself down in chains? Would you say, I stumbled, I fell, beaten and broken, confused, lost, weary and shaken? I thought I was worthless, laden with defects, until a voice said, your imperfections make you perfect. For you are unique with your scars and your bruises. Without these, you couldn't fulfill your uses. Your voice, your past, your strength are your powers that give you wings to share your story of conquer. A student of life, you wear the crown with glory. And now, with your pen, you get to write your own story. So I ask you again, knowing that you are the author of the story that runs your life, what story would you write?